Yeah, I'm about to pull up on my phone. Make sure everything sounds good. It's a little delayed, Slocky.
That's all right.
Okay.
It's going.
It said it popped up. I ain't popping up.
That one's recording.
Yeah, that one.
That one's good.
That one's for this one to pop up. Okay, yeah, we in there. We in there.
Let it go. Let it rip.
We in there.
So you set it off.
Hey, shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Oh, Slocky.
Oh, you touched it. Fire.
Hey, shalom.
Shalom, Maku.
Hey, GMS Charlotte, GMS Springfield, Mass. Got the elders with us.
Shalom, shalom.
And we're back into another live stream through the Spirit and Power, Yahweh Shem Shai. Before we get started with this lesson, we want to say, Call Halayim La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. Hey, double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. And double salutation to all you Akim out there laboring. The house of David that's pushing his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers.
Shalom, shalom.
And we just rolling in the spirit, man. You know, just discussed a lot of things before the live stream started, getting into the hidden agendas of Esau. You know, the deception that's going on out there. You know what I'm saying? Various topics we want to get into. You know what I'm saying? Any scriptures?
Yeah, I got one.
Got you.
To start it off, the book of Micah. Micah chapter 2. And I'll start at verse 1. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Right, and that's talking about you, the so-called white man, because all along you've been working iniquity and you've been devising evil upon your bed. Now, we were talking earlier before the camera went on. The brothers didn't know that back in 1985 in Philadelphia, that you devils bombed the Move Group, which was a group of, African Americans that were there in Philly. And the city of Philadelphia bombed its own residents and basically destroyed like 60 or 61 homes. You displaced and made homeless over 250 people. There were like maybe 12 or so people that were killed. These are black people that was killed in Philadelphia in 1985. It was a Move Group.
Right, which actually, that's actually an act of terrorism.
Exactly.
You know, that's terrorism. So, like the scriptures say, there's nothing new under the sun. This government, you devils have always been targeting so-called African Americans, which are really the real Israelites.
That's right.
All right, we ain't no damn Africans, we ain't no Americans, we ain't no black, we ain't no Negroes. All right, you've been targeting us. You've been destroying our homes, going back to even the Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street.
Black Wall Street,
Rosewood,
and you had Black Wall Street, Durham. I think it was Durham, North Carolina, where they had their own Black Wall Street there. And in Durham, North Carolina, I believe they had their own banks. They had their own insurance companies where they were having their own car insurance, homeowners insurance. They had barbershops, all types of different businesses there in Black Wall Street, Durham. And just like you did in Tulsa, when you bombed Black Wall Street in Tulsa, you did the same thing in Black Wall Street, Durham. You did the same thing in the city of Rosewood down in Florida. And there's tons of other cities that black people inhabited that you committed these terrorist acts against.
But now the point is, the good point, because like the elders mentioned about the Move Group and how they bombed, because what happened, you had different jakes that tried to have their own society, so to speak, or they was trying to do their own thing. They were setting up food programs.
Wilmington, that's what it was.
You know, Wilmington.
Yep.
Okay, yep, the water.
There was a Wilmington massacre, I remember that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah, you want to elaborate on that a little?
No, I just remember brothers posted some information on how mass jakes out there in Wilmington got massacred, you know?
Yeah, it's so many. Then you got the strange fruits.
Yep.
You know, the Devil's Punch Bowl.
Yep.
You got all of these different incidents, which really was terrorism. You know, and that ought to show you, because ain't nothing changed. If anything, things got worse. All right, but the scriptures told you about this devil in Habakkuk. It said the spirit that is in him is not right, and that's why. Because when you look at who would destroy hundreds of thousands of millions of innocent people, children, kids, Who would do that other than the devil? The spirit of the devil got to come upon you.
Yeah.
And see, and ain't nothing changed. So again, it goes back to the curses, man. And matter of fact, if a brother could get that in Deuteronomy 28, and just start the 42nd verse, because you got a lot of jakes that are trying to do things and try to, establish their own. Matter of fact, get Romans 10:1 first before that. Let's bring that out first real quick. We just, through the spirit, we going in the spirit, man, because it's a lot of things that are now being uncovered. And you're supposed to, the scriptures say the things that are written aforetime, to tell you that, what, Romans 15:4, if I'm not mistaken, the things that were written aforetime were written for our learning.
That's right.
So now's the time for you to learn from the history. That's why the Lord said, go, and seek out your fathers. All right?
Prepare thyself for the search of thy
fathers. Because that's where you're going to learn your true history and what you're supposed to be doing. The problem with Israel, Jake, whether they know that they're Israelites now, because there's a lot of people that woken up to the fact that they're Israelites, but you still haven't woken up. All right? Just because you call yourself an Israelite, it still don't mean that you woken up.
That's right.
Okay, or the brother said they brought 23 acres or something like that. Yeah, whatever. With them guys, let them do whatever they want, because at the end of the day, the Most High, like the scriptures say, then shall be made known who are my servants.
That's right.
You see? But read Romans the 10th chapter.
All right, this is Romans 10, start at the top.
Start at the top.
All right, Romans chapter 10, verse 1, and it reads, it says, brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is...
Right, my heart's desire, brethren, which that cuts out Esau, that cuts out these Hamites, because Jake got this infatuation with Africa. What the hell do you niggas really know about Africa? A lot of you don't even know that that's not the original name of the land called Africa, man.
Right.
And then the elder Ayathan, he posted this article, which I didn't even know about, I guess Leosiphius Africanus, who they renamed it after. He put out there that land from a certain point from I think it was Asia Minor down to the Congo, or I might be mistaken to how far down it went, was known as the land of the Hebrews. All right, because why? Our people were mingled in those areas, but now prior to that, it was known as what? The land of Ham. Because why? That was the land that was given to him. That's in Psalms. You see? But it says what? My heart's desire and prayer, brethren, right?
Yep.
Is that what?
It says, my brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved.
Right, that they might be saved, because we know that all Israel's not going to be saved this go round. A lot of Jakes are going to die, man. Even guys that call themselves Israelites. So don't marvel that these guys are bugging out doing different things, man. And they think they're doing something new and innovative. You ain't doing nothing new, because as we were speaking about, all these other different groups thought that they were doing something to help better Jake's situation and get him out of hell. And that's why I said we got to go to Deuteronomy 28 chapter to prove that you're not going to change the conditions that we're put in, man. The Most High put us here to suffer, man. And we had to drink it all up, man. You can't sit there and say, well, now we're gonna get away from drinking, drinking that cup. Nah.
No man shall redeem you.
No man shall redeem you, bro. And that doesn't change. Go ahead.
Verse 2, Romans 10:2, it says, for I bear them record that they have a zeal of God.
Right, they have a zeal.
Right.
So you got a lot of our people, just like you got a lot of niggas that are in that old played out slave Christianity, and all these other different churches, Islam. You got niggas getting ready to take what they call the Shahada, the Hajj.
Right, the Hajj and all that shit.
All that other bullshit, right? Thinking that they're getting close to the Most High, when they're getting further away from the Most High.
You're getting closer to Satan.
You're getting closer to Satan in reality, but you do have that zeal. That's our people. Look at all these other people now cleaving to Israel, right? They stepping up. We Israelites. You know what I'm saying? They getting Israelite fitteds. They're getting fringes all over. So you got Jake that's doing it, but you got Jake that's doing too damn much and not enough for the right thing. You see? So he said, this is what the Apostle Paul said. I bear them record that they have a zeal, meaning they have, they speak about the Most High. You got now more people calling out the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. But what?
It says, I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge.
But not according to knowledge. The knowledge of what? The true knowledge of the Holy Bible, man. Through the Holy Spirit. Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash, man.
That's right.
All right? And that's only been given to a few. Just like the elders before, our elders, down to our elders, the apostles, and the rest of the brothers that you see that came from, which is known now today as a branch of GMS, a great millstone. You see, the Lord and the Most High did that, man, and He hid it actually with us, the prophets, because we were here in plain sight for years, man. You got some people that probably never seen us, but guess what? We've been here, man. We've been out there, like we always bring out the point, and we got to bring it out. And this elder Tyler Dotby, he knows we were out there teaching this truth when nobody else really was, man.
Of course.
A very skink few, and they wasn't even really out there like that, man.
Nope.
All right.
And
They want to. You want to get, and we just. Well, okay, he naming the names, but I'm saying it, whoever you want to think of. All right. You had a lot of guys that went underground. That went back being nice. They went back into the fucking world, man.
Mm-hmm.
But now we at the end, you're gonna see a lot of different, like the brothers say, you got all type in North Carolina, where we at now with the brothers, obviously, you got all different type of groups popping up out of the woodworks. That's because we at the time of the end. But now a lot of these jokers don't realize, they thinking that, man, woo, I got a chance to make it on the ship. Right? I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna be, here it is, you was you put the Lord to an open shame, right? You turned your back on the Lord, went in the world, raised your family. Now you think you're gonna just jump back in the spirit. It don't work that way, man. A lot of y'all being brought back to the forefront to face your judgment, man.
Heavy.
You know?
Romans 10:3 says, for they being ignorant.
Right, being ignorant. Ignorant means what?
Lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge, without knowing. So when we sit up there and tell you knuckleheaded Israelites that, look, Esau is the so-called white man, Cornelius is an Israelite, all right? The Lord's name is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and you must call on those names. You can't just, it ain't a free-for-all. So when we sit here and tell you these things, right, then that what? You got to refuse the chip, the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast in Revelation, the 13th chapter, and throughout Revelation is speaking about what? The RFID microchip. When we start bringing these things out, it's not that you're no longer ignorant, man. You see? You're no longer ignorant. Now you're being wicked, man. Like the scripture speak about willful sin. Now you see, go ahead.
It says, for they being ignorant of God's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness.
Yeah, so we don't want to hear about that chip. Y'all sound like a broken record. Y'all talking that same stuff. Y'all don't do nothing. Y'all just sit there, just be on the internet and uploading and out there prophesying to the wind. Did not the Lord tell the prophets to prophesy to the wind?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You see? So we doing everything we supposed to be doing, man. From the apostles on down, man. And that's why the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, been blessing us, man. Like a point that brothers brought out, which is heavy, and maybe you can prove us wrong, but when you look at videos of actual footage of brothers at the camp speaking and brothers being like, look, there's chariots. Well, a lot of times we'll be speaking and we won't know, but other brothers watching it, like, look, there was chariots over there. Then when you go back, you're like, oh shit, we didn't even know.
Yeah.
Or sometimes brothers might see them and look like recently at the main camp, at the Chicago camp, right? All kind of chariots, man. And then years ago, remember we seen the chariots back on 34th?
Oh yeah, 7th, yeah.
With the apostles back then.
Multiple chariots.
Multiple chariots, man.
One time the chariots was there, and they formed a bow and formed the arrow.
Yep.
That's heavy.
Wow. Which signifies Judah and Ephraim. I've bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim.
With Ephraim.
Man.
So that's heavy, man, and that's because of what? Through the power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, we continue to do what the Lord set us out to do. Mm-hmm. But now a brother made an observation, and they can prove us wrong. They can put up videos. Maybe the chariots come visit them at the camp speakings while they're speaking. Put the videos up there. But I say that because at the end of the day, according to the book of Ephesians and other scriptures, there's only one truth, man.
Right.
All right? There's not no multiple truths. There's not no to each his own. We just gonna go along to get along. Yeah. No.
Nah.
How can two walk together except they be agreed,
That's
man?
right. That's Amos, the 3rd chapter.
These are all signs that the Lord has given to show who He's dealing with, man.
That's right.
Not right. Boasting and bragging, but hey, the Lord is dealing with a specific group of men on the planet Earth today.
And every day it's being made more and more known. I remember we used to tell niggas about the Illuminati back in the days. Oh, y'all in that conspiracy crap.
Yeah.
Now look at everything that's coming out. Like the move. I mean, I was a little kid when that happened, but I didn't know about that until I came into the truth about Esau bombing them jakes and their homes, killing and shooting them like dogs, man.
That's
all right?
Because Esau's whole thing, I think it goes back to J. Edgar Hoover. If there is a black Messiah, they're the ones that's going to create him. So you had a lot of jakes in the 60s and the 70s Jake was looking for answers, and Jake was ready to go to war with Esau, and Jake was basically mentally trying to break free from Esau.
Right.
That's why you had the different movements. You know, you had the civil rights movement going on. The Black Panthers came about out there in the West Coast, out there in Oakland, and they had chapters that spread throughout the United States. And they was about what? Standing up and defending themselves against the tyranny, okay, against the terrorism of the fucking so-called white man. Because you've been nothing but a terrorist to us since we've stepped foot on the shores of America and throughout the Caribbean. Throughout the Caribbean, throughout the Caribbean Isles, and here on the mainland, you have been nothing but a goddamn terrorist to us. And every time we bring up your fucking terrorism, you talk about forgive and forget. Well, why ain't you forgive and forget Bin Laden for bombing them them stinking ass towers down there in New York? Allegedly. Why you ain't forgive Bin Laden? Well, why you haven't forgiven the German soldiers of the shoot stuff of Hitler's SS? Why haven't you forgiven them? Why are you still chasing them down? A lot of them are old. They got oxygen tanks. You bringing them up in court and giving them 80 years in prison. Wait a minute. I thought about what about forgive and forget? When it comes to us, we gotta forgive you. But when it comes to you, you don't forgive no damn body. Why the hell we gotta forgive you? You gave, when it comes to reparations talk to Negroes, you're like, that was so long ago. But wait a minute.
Right.
In the 80s, when the Japanese during World War II were in prison for like, what, 18 months? And then in the 80s, during the Reagan administration, they were given $20,000 reparation per family, I believe. Per Japanese family that was in those internment camps. I think was out there in the West Coast in LA.
Most of
the Japanese families that were held in those camps, I think, was out on the West Coast.
They didn't have to pay shit back.
That's right.
You know, and that's why, and a lot of them opened up business. They got business loans on top of that.
Oh, of course.
That's why you got most of these different Japanese and Chinese stores in Jake's neighborhood.
Right.
You know, next to the liquor store and the church.
That's right. They
got
money.
Block.
They was able to build generational wealth because of the money that you gave them there. You know, gave them back there in the 80s. You gave them reparations, as well as other people got reparations from you. But when it comes to the Negro here in America, no, the Negro don't deserve reparations.
Yeah.
I got a quick one for you.
Yeah, that's right. But for some reason, 1948ers get billions. Yeah, 1948ers. I like
them so-called Jews still to this day are getting welfare money.
Yep.
You still to this day, you're getting welfare money because of what you said Hitler allegedly did. You're still getting welfare money to this day because of that. From the U.S. and from other countries abroad. You're getting welfare money. But then there's a problem when a Negro talks about, when we talk about our plight and the things that happen to us, which is gruesomely documented throughout American history. You got to go find it. These are things that they're not going to teach you in school. Like we were talking about the Move Group. In 1985, when you dropped bombs on the Move Group there in Philadelphia, and again, you destroyed over 60-something homes. You made homeless, over 250 people were made homeless. Over 12 people were killed, men, women, and children.
And guess why? Because first of all, the scriptures tell you about the John 10:10, the thief comes not but to kill, steal, to kill, and destroy. So that's in this devil's spirit, man. Right. You know, you got cats that you got a few cats that talked about, we gotta go back to Africa. That ain't the answer. That ain't gonna happen, man. First of all, we put over here to where we gotta be delivered. Like the elder brother from North Carolina quoted. He said, "Look, no man shall save you." That's the scripture in Deuteronomy 28. So we're here. We're put here. This is the place where we are to be delivered at, man. All right, we're to be delivered in America, man. So you know, it don't mean nothing that, like, if you in the city. I mean, even though a lot of times I said, man, I don't know if the city's the best place to be in. We all think like that. But at the end of the day, wherever you at, the Most High is going to deliver you, man.
That's right.
You know, Yahweh Shai said, what, two shall be grinding in the field, one shall be taken, the other shall be left. So this ain't a thing where you got to go, flee Egypt. And when niggas do that, and that's why you got to watch these slick, low down, dirty, dingy, jive-ass turkey prophets, man, that call themselves Israelites. They like to sit there and serenade you with a song and a dance, talking about, come on, we going back to Egypt, Then you niggas get trapped up in Africa without your passports. They done confiscated all your fucking IDs, man. They done shammed you niggas, man. Oh, let's come over here. Like you had the this devil, Dr. York, right? After eventually everybody in New York caught on to his ass, you know, and they was getting cut up so much by the Israelites, they had to pack that shit up and they went down south with it
to Georgia.
To Georgia, and then he set up just like right now. You got these women are buying all this land, right? He set up a land, a compound that was supposed to be an Esau'S community and everything, right? And how did that fail out, man? That was nothing but a damn a Jim Jones project.
That's right.
He sat there, he was having sex, popping all the damn women, fathering all kind of kids. Then he was raping the kids too.
Right.
All right. And don't give me this thing that that was what the white man said. Listen, he acknowledged it himself. He copped out to it himself. All right. So don't sit there and try to, sit there and oh no, well he was forced to do it. Ain't nobody gonna force you to say that you raped little kids when you didn't do it. That's something you rather kill me then. You might as well kill me. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sitting there saying I did no fucking bullshit like that, man. He did it, and they had witnesses. They had kids. They had parents.
Yep.
You see?
It was covered all over. Montel Williams covered it on his show. When Montel Williams was popping as a talk show host, he covered it. He had some of the victims on his show that they were telling it straight up. The Montel Williams show. Yep. Go look it up. The old clips of it is on YouTube. Go look up the Montel Williams show with the people from Dr. York. The people who defected from him. Yeah, it was on the Montel Williams show.
That's why if I can read this real quick. This is Psalms 127 and 1. It said, except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it.
Right. Except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. A lot of you guys, you're coming with a new frill to pull people in, to pull more, to get more people to come in so you get more tights money. That's what it's about. You come with frills because basically the truth itself ain't good enough for people.
Right.
So you got to come up with something else to pull them in. Look, we're going to build our own community. We're going to have our own stores. How fucking long do you think that's going to last? Do you see what's happening in the country? The country is being motherfucking liquidated.
Right.
It's being liquidated by the bankers using COVID-19 as a method or a vehicle to put a stranglehold and squeeze the blood out of everybody in America.
That's right.
So the middle class is being destroyed. Not only is the middle class being destroyed, homeowners are being destroyed. They just passed the CDC and they just passed something to extend the eviction moratorium to 2021. I think January 2021. Meanwhile, you got people who own homes that, look, if you own a home and you're a homeowner and you have apartments that you're leasing these apartments out to different tenants, those tenants are in there using the water, using the hot water, making garbage. Depending on where the home is at, you might have to pay for the disposal of the garbage to that city or a private contractor to come and take your garbage and remove it. That price is worked into the rent. So the landlord's not getting the rent, but garbage is still being accumulated and put out there, and they got to come pick it up. And if the landlord don't pay them with that check, they're not coming to get the garbage. It's going to sit in front of the house and stink, and raccoons and all kind of them vermin are going to come up there, rats and all that, come and fester right there. So then you every 3 months, every quarter, you got to pay a water bill. You got to pay a usage and a disposal bill every quarter. Then you got to pay your quarterly taxes if you are a homeowner. You got to pay taxes on that land every quarter. So you're paying taxes 4 times a year on that house. That's every 3 months, which is every quarter. So the landlord's not getting the money to pay these things. Then on top of that, pay the mortgage. So the landlord's not getting the money to pay that. That's going to come out the landlord's pocket. So you're squeezing the shit out the landlords with the eviction moratorium, telling people, okay, you don't have to pay your rent. If you make under $99,000 a year, that's what it says on the press release. The qualification, you make under $99,000 a year, and you're stressed at the point where you can prove you can't pay your rent, your utilities, this and that. You don't have to pay your rent.
Yep.
Look at what's happening. Look at the backlash of that. Go ahead, brother.
To add on to what the elder was saying, this is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 13. It says, "Behold, is it not of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shah of hosts, that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for the very vanity."
Right?
Yeah. That's what's going on. People are worrying themselves on how in the world am I going to deal with this. So basically,
But and then the very vanities. I'm sorry not to cut you, Salaki, for that. But the very vanities, because why? And King David said it, and King Solomon said all is vanity.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this everything, all these earthly possessions. Worrying about where we gonna live at, what we gonna eat and everything. That's all vanity at the end of the day, because you kill yourself for all these things. And Esau, just like you read about the one group, Esau drop a bomb, destroy everything you got. Esau send the military, which they're doing now. All right, and that's all a part of their agenda. That's why the Spirit keep having us bring out the fact that all these so-called Black Lives Matter rallies and everything were created by Esau. These are government programs, man.
That's right.
All right. These are psyops from the devil. All right, to bring forth his agenda, so that way they can put him in position to put the National Guard. Chicago called for the was it yesterday?
National Guard.
Right. They said, look, send the National Guards. These niggas said they gonna shoot us or whatever. Send in the troops. All right. So it's gonna come to the point of them kicking in people's houses.
Yeah.
Then with this COVID thing, how they keep playing. Y'all see what that is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here it is. You putting all this work and you laboring, it's gonna be in vain. You're killing yourself trying to build these castles in sand, castles made of sand.
Right.
What happens when you build a castle on the beach, a castle out of sand? Eventually the water comes in and washes the shit away.
Mm-hmm.
And so all that hard, and it takes work. You see, some people, they build some ill-ass shit, like some intricate castles,
Yeah.
detail and everything. You sit there, the whole time, you could have been out there swimming and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hanging out, getting some water, talking to some bitches out of the thing with bikinis. You over there playing with water cups and trying to form a mold and shit. Just for the water, a wave to come and whoosh, wash it away.
Yep.
So that's what it is when you sit up there and try to do these other things and make sure that you're secure. Well, we're gonna sit there and make sure the family's secure. We're gonna get extra food. We're gonna create doomsday tents and doomsday prepper kits, and we're gonna go in the woods.
Buy acres.
Yeah, we're gonna buy acres of land, so we don't have to worry about the government. Where you gonna get your seeds from? The plant.
Yeah.
Still gotta go to them.
Still gotta go to Esau.
Yep.
You do something, and trust me, the federal agent's gonna find one law or regulation that you're guilty of violating. And you ain't, at the end of the day, you or nobody else got enough guns to deal with Esau, man.
That's right.
All right? That's why the scriptures say that the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but spiritual, mighty. The power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, bringing down every stronghold, man.
That's right.
You see, we got to trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai more than ever. All right? More than we ever did. You can't sit there and, I'm going to make sure I'm strapped up so when Esau come, I'm going to be ready for him. No the hell you ain't, man. You ain't ready. The shit that Esau got, man, it ain't going to happen that way, man.
That's right.
It's not going to happen that way. And the Lord is going to see to it. Because that was Esau's blessing back in Genesis, man. And see, that's why you got to stick to what the scriptures say. Because then you'll get understanding in these days. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's one Jake, I keep mentioning him, because he was terrified. But even he had sense. He said, man, we can't go up against the government with the guns. And that ain't nothing about being scared, because a lot of men, you scared, you punk ass niggas. Man, niggas, shut the fuck up, man.
Right.
You niggas ain't gonna do shit, man.
Not a damn
All you
thing.
niggas, man, shit, you had them niggas marching on Stone Mountain, right? Then the Edomite dude broke it down. Said, look, they had their clip backwards. Them niggas ended up doing a cheddar bob, shot themselves up, right? And then the KKK ended up beating some niggas down, a week later, a few weeks later? And crackers that was, up there trying to stir shit up. So niggas do a lot of talking, man. All right, but they not gonna do nothing, because the only one that's gonna deliver us is Yahweh Shai, man. That's why his title is that, Yahweh Shai. He's the deliverer, man.
That's right.
Precept for you. Romans 10:3, bringing that back. Romans 10:3, the reason says, for they being ignorant of Yahweh Hashem Shai's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness.
Right, and that's what you see a lot of these other groups do. They set up these food programs so that way they can feel like they righteous, which that appeals to the world,
Well, that's because you got that charter with the government. You have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a way of justifying you keep that tax-free money
Yep.
with the government. Is you got to have a food program or a food pantry or whatever. That's what you're doing it for.
Yeah, but
that's why you're doing it.
Well, they're doing it for that, and then they're doing it for the world too.
Yeah.
Because to the people, they can sit there. They'll sit there and accuse us of not doing nothing, right? But they're helping out the community. So they'll say we must be the problem,
Right.
because we cursing everybody the hell out. But they fail to realize is that it's not us cursing you out. We coming in the name and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, according to the scriptures, cursing you out in truth, because you going to fuck off.
God.
All right? You sincerely going to fuck off.
That's right.
A lot of you are willfully going off.
God.
You don't want to know the truth and the right thing to do to get right. But now you figure you see niggas handing out turkeys and have a back to school. Oh, wait a minute. Niggas going back to school or what? Not really.
Right.
And as soon as some of you go back to school, they cancel it. Now COVID spiked up.
Yep.
You see, so that's going to fuck up a lot of your back to school drives. And then plus
Yeah.
two, you use it as a tax write-off. So you're going to have to find another tax write-off. But anyway, people sit there and think that that's helping out and that's doing a good thing.
Yep.
Scripture say, no to whom thou doest good, man.
Right. And thou doest good. No to whom thou doest
No,
good.
no to whom you do is
Right.
good. And a lot of our people don't really know what good is, man. What we doing is good because the scriptures say in what's Isaiah 34 and 6 or 33 and 6.
Wisdom and knowledge.
Right, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times.
Yep.
Oh man, that's heavy. That's a spirit. Isaiah 33 and 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. So that's what we're supposed to be doing, man. Don't be getting all worked up on what we gonna do. Don't let the spirit of a woman get on you, because these women, they'll sit there and be like, what we gonna do for our kids? And you know, you think should we get a fallout shelter, a bunker, or whatever they call it?
Yeah.
Don't listen to that spirit, man. Trust in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua.
Right.
Now, of course, naturally, if brothers, you know, the spirit have you where you might have a little surplus of water or whatever. You know, all in all, hey, you know, ain't nothing wrong. You ain't going off, but don't trust in that, because here it is. You can have a house stocked of all kind of goods, everything you need.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? You can't go back into that motherfucker because they quarantined your house. They done kicked you out of the motherfucker. You see?
Or they done shut down that neighborhood, so you can't
Yeah.
get back into the house.
Yeah,
So don't trust in nothing but Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they whole Agenda 21 thing was for. They can seize all your stuff anyways.
Yep.
Right.
It's in law.
Yeah.
Right. Lawfully.
Yep.
They can lawfully fuck you over.
Right, the Agenda 21, you got something called the Anti-Hoarding Act,
Yep.
which prohibits you from having more than a month's worth of food in your house.
And
So
supplies.
if you have over
Yeah.
a month worth of supplies, you can be fined, and you can be fined and thrown in prison and detained.
That's the devil.
Because
Yeah.
the Anti-Hoarding Act is on the books.
Yeah.
Obama passed something back when he was the president called the NDRP, National Defense Resources Preparedness, and under that, when you go to subsection 8 of that thing that he passed, one of the things is that the government can confiscate all seeds, all potting soil. The government takes control of all water sources, whether bottled or well, or the water that comes in from the city. The government takes control of all water sources. They take control of all seeds, all potting soil. They take control of all food and things that can be used and consumed as a food, which means cat food and dog food. The government takes control of all of this. The government takes control of all public and private transportation, means of transportation. That means your car. That means the public bus, the public taxi, your personal taxi, which would be like your Uber or Lyft vehicle. They take control of it. They can take it under the NDRP, which Obama passed that.
So that's another part of Esau's agendas, man. And see, you don't even know it, man. Jake has no clue what Esau got in store for him. Just like they didn't see this, what do you call it? This pandemic happening. People losing their jobs. They just started shutting shit down. It's the same way Esau's going to bring in these other regulations, and then ultimately, which we already know, it's going to lead to the chip. All right.
Yeah.
That's why they got. When you see these commercials and they keep promoting it, you got Elon Musk doing his Neuralink with a pig. You got them showing more people getting chipped up. You got more companies that are making their employees get hit with the chip inside their hand. It's a reason why they're doing that. It's prophecy, man.
That's right.
And we at the end, we don't got, you know, like a lot of times you see guys, they act as if we got, you know, 10, 20, 15, 20, 30 years or 100 years, you know? You see people like they gone, man. The Spirit of the Lord ain't dealing with them, man. Listen, man, we that close, man. The scriptures say our salvation draweth nearer than what we believe. You see?
well, I put that in the screen about the
Yep.
laws. Brother had posted this on my channel. I had screenshotted it, but it says the National Defense Resources Preparedness Executive Order 13603 provides the president with unprecedented powers such as declaring martial law, seizing private property, implementing the rationing of food, gasoline, and drugs, restarting peacetime conscription, and nationalizing American industry merely by declaring a national emergency. Just going into what the elder was bringing out.
Yeah.
It says the powers of seizure of the U.S. government grants itself include, but are not limited to the power to seize all of the following. It says all commodities and products that are capable of being ingested by either human beings or animals, which the elder just mentioned.
Right.
It says all forms of energy.
Right, they can take over your power, your electricity. Right. You don't own a motherfucking thing.
Con. All forms of energy, all forms of civil transportation, all usable water.
Even your cars, your vehicles,
your own vehicles.
They can take over the city buses and all that, but they can take your vehicles too.
Con. It says all usable water from all sources.
Right, so you might sit there, got this dope ass $1 million alkaline machine in your house in the projects, right? And you thinking, yeah, I'm drinking good, I don't give a fuck, I can make my own water. Nigga, the army come in there and take that shit.
That's right.
It says health resources, drugs, biological products, medical devices, materials, facility, health supplies, services.
I'm sorry, wait a minute. Health resources is very important because why? Everybody in America is on some type of drug. You know, everybody's taking some type of pill, some pain pills, you know, what's some other pills, Percocets, any of those pills, people are on that. You know what I'm saying? Blood pressure. You see, so people's lives depend on these drugs. So they tell you that, look, we can take over the drugs and you'll be having to go do whatever they say. So now if you don't want to fucking die from your blood pressure or whatever shit you want, then you're gonna have to comply and take the chip so you can get these drugs. That's what the end game is gonna be. That's why the Spirit got brothers going into the herbs and everything. You got the brothers are dealing with any of Esau's drugs. If you gotta deal with it, you gotta deal with it. Of course, you know, hey, we in hell. We under them curses, but get used to dealing with the herbs and then get used to, you know, hey, you gotta fast and sometimes get your body used to not depending on nothing, not depending on definitely Esau's drugs and even the herbs, because you might not even be able to get certain herbs in that time. So that's why now the time is to try to build your body up as best as you can, your body, mind, and your spirit as best as you can. You know, be more mindful of what you're eating and taking into. You know what I'm saying? Because look, we're all guilty of abusing our bodies and not, you know, eating the right diet because we in health. And a lot of this shit we actually didn't know, but now the Spirit is revealing that because the times that are coming, these devils are gonna really use that and like hold it for ransom, man. In certain cases, you know, and then that's gonna really test your willpower if you're ready to die or not. You know.
I got a quick precept.
Yep, come.
This is Psalms 37, 18 and 19, and it reads, Psalms 37, verse 18, it says, the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai.
Start at 17?
Start at 17? Okay, come. Psalms 37 and 17, and it reads, it says, for the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai upholdeth the righteous.
See? And that's the key thing, man. You got to stay in this truth, because the Lord is going to break the arms of the wicked. As strong and mighty as Esau, these devils might seem, they ain't strong enough to withstand the Most High, man. You know?
Arms are too short to box with God.
They're too short, way too short.
Yeah, so.
The Lord Yahweh Shema Shai knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be